Now to Labor's bid to control what you can see on your TV and the shameless caving to lobbying behind the laws. Communications Minister Michelle Rowland wants free-to-air channels to be put ahead of Sky News on your smart TV, which means that the ABC would legally have to be placed ahead of this network. Now, A Current Affair tried to spin the laws as a positive this week, which is great because we got to watch this solid piece of journalism.
It used to be as simple as pressing a button, but these days you almost need a degree to navigate new TVs.
Yes, according to Nine's A Current Affair, you are too stupid to know how to use a remote. So stupid, in fact, that the government will need to mandate that you must see Nine's products prominently on smart devices. Now, think about the arrogance and absurdity of that viewpoint. Instead of realising that perhaps your dramatic loss of viewers is because your product is out of date, it's crammed with ads, and it's become increasingly irrelevant, it must actually be that people can't find it. And this is all dressed up as news reporting as well, which makes it even funnier. It is stunts like that which actually turn the punters off. In fact, if you go to the comments section on that same clip, Australians see through the BS. Our reporter Tyrone Clark pulled together some of the best comments, such as, perhaps if the free local channels would stop pushing their owners' agenda and actually display content we can happily ingest, you wouldn't be in this predicament. Supply and demand has spoken and your content isn't up to the task. This is just free-to-air mainstream media salty at how irrelevant they've become. There are multiple free content apps like YouTube, Tubi and Plex, with a new one just announced from Umbrella Entertainment called Broly AU. Haven't watched free-to-air for the last 15 years, don't miss it at all. And this is my personal favourite. Who watches free-to-air TV anymore? It's literally just reality television shows. The number of Australians who see through this shameless attempt at market manipulation actually made me so proud of this country. More than 90%, according to a YouGov poll, want Labor to back off and stay out of their TVs.
More than 90% surveyed don't want the government meddling in this.
Well, Kieran, it's not surprising, is it? You know, we all pay for our own TVs, on average $1,900, and they're the centre of our homes. They're deeply personal. They're not dissimilar to your mobile phone. And it's not surprising that Australians don't want the government meddling. In fact, 80% of Australians, and this is also not surprising, feel they're the ones that should dictate where apps and channels and everything go on their TVs.
Now, Caroline, I saw that you had a great tweet about this situation, which I very much enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts about Labor's bid to put these kind of controls, and there are actually suggestions that even the search algorithm on your device would be manipulated so that, you know, if you're searching, say, Andrew Bolt, instead of seeing some Bolt clips, you'll probably just see Paul Barry trying to have a laugh at him rather than the content you actually want.
I find it extraordinary. I find it just an unbelievable move from Labor. After they spent 12 months and over $400 million on The Voice, and everyone's worried about economic concerns, paying their mortgages, interest rates, inflation, costs of living in general, trying to get a house, and the government at this point puts its hand up and goes, yeah, you know what we're going to focus on? We're going to focus on the dashboard on your TV, because we are the people who are best placed to know what television you should be watching. I find that absolutely extraordinary. And I think those survey results are really interesting, because the average Australian does not need the government to tell them that they need to have MasterChef on their TV speed dial. Like, that there just makes absolutely no sense. It's this silly peripheral issue. It's playing around with a market that they don't need to be playing around with, when they should be actually dealing with the proper, legitimate economic concerns of Australians when it comes to, you know, those really big everyday issues which the government just doesn't want to deal with. They just want to commentate on those and then try and manipulate what we watch on our TVs. I find that unbelievable.
Yeah, Michelle, it's interesting that the priorities, and obviously the communication minister is not necessarily responsible directly for the economy, but surely the communications minister has bigger priorities than does the ABC go ahead of Sky News?
Yeah, 100%. I don't even understand why this was a thing. It's like, it's so bizarre to me. It's like, get out of my TVs. Look, I think any opportunity for the ABC to be put ahead of anything helps them, because as we know, no one is really watching ABC. No one's really listening to the ABC radio either.
Yeah.
So I think that this is a blatant kind of push for the ABC to kind of get ahead. That's all I can see.
Yeah, and I love that they think that people aren't watching the ABC because the app can't be found.
Yeah.
We're all in the same position. Everyone, right now we are. There's a reason they're not watching the ABC.